Good morning. So I want to thank Shell for stepping in. If you can tell, I have this very husky, sexy voice. Today, I don't know how long it will last, so I'm conserving my energy a little bit. I have a very nice treat for you today because when I was home on Thursday feeling like there was no way in God's green earth I was going to show up today, I had to find something. So I found someone who could say what I had to say better than I could. So I'll share that with you. Also, just as a quick aside, there was some confusion. I just want you to know that today is not the potluck. The potluck, how many of you think it's today? Oh, good. Linda, I think you were the only one. Good, it's next week as planned. So last week we talked about this, we're on transcendent purpose this month. And last week we talked about the purpose, maybe there isn't a transcendent purpose. I'm making a funny noise. Maybe there is transient purpose, you know, that through every stage and age of our lives, maybe our purpose changes. You know, your purpose, is it not true that your purpose when you were 5 years old was to throw mud and to play and to dance and to giggle and to stomp your feet? Your purpose at 15, well, we all know what your purpose at 15 was. But then it changes as we move through life. Ernest Holmes would say, and did say in this beautiful little book called This Thing Called You, that there's something within us that is always within us, and the mandate is to create or perish, that we all know that we have longings and desires for more life, expanded life, evolved life, greater life. Now, it is an age-old question human beings ask, who am I? Why am I here? And what is my role in the scheme of things? And these are very philosophical and deeply pertinent questions to how we live our lives. Peggy, is this all there is? What was her name? Peggy Lee, is this all there is? That we somehow kind of get to a point, if we've been following the mandate of society, trying to fit into society, which means having all the right toys, all the right look, all the right amount of money, all the right friends. When we live that way without going deeper, you might end up feeling a little superficial or a little not authentic, a little like, is this all there is? Is there not more? So these urges to expand, these urges to explore are natural. You know, Chris Michaels, who co-wrote the book with Reverend Edward Vilhume, once said in a sermon, I'm going to paraphrase him because I don't have it in front of me, but that the spirit is bodacious and flamboyant. The spirit wants to, you know, be out there. And to the degree that it gets suppressed or squashed is the degree to which we become diseased, not at ease, that it languishes. The spirit must express or we languish. And we languish in very interesting ways. We languish through illness. We languish through depression. We languish through disinterest. We languish through boredom. We languish through all kinds. Yes, do you know what I'm talking about? When we're not fully living life. Now, even if your life has been very, very good, good parents, right? Good, happy childhood, no trauma, no trauma drama. Still, we will come to that question, is this all there is? So here, I love what Reverend Shell said, that this is our spiritual family, unlike our biological families. Biological families serve a purpose in our lives. Our spiritual family serves a different kind of purpose in our lives. It is here where those urges and longings and desires can be given a voice. And everyone here is here to hear that voice in you and to support you in doing whatever needs to happen for you to feel fully expressed, to feel alive, to feel connected. And we really don't care about your neuroses because we all have them. It's natural. It's natural. There is no way you can escape life without being neurotic. How many of you are neurotic? Oh, please. We love your neuroses. I love mine. You can see how this isn't going to last really long, right? Pretty soon my voice is going to be really, really deep. Our neuroses are really ultimately, when you flip onto the spiritual side of life, our neuroses are really what make us interesting and make us characters. They are not what stops us, they're actually what empowers us. So when we come here, we come, in my view, the first time we come to just have somebody say to us, please, somebody say to me, God, the creator of all that is, isn't over there. The creator of all that is over here, right here, closer than your breath. The creator of all that is created you in the image and likeness of love. So you are not broken, there's nothing missing, you weren't born a sinner. None of that is true. You are a magnificent being, and you are unique, and you have something to give to each other. That's the other thing we do here. This whole, I'm kind of in the middle of Sacred Service Month. This whole Sacred Service thing is because you guys has got to meet each other. You've got to know each other. You've got to work together. You've got to love together. You've got to live together, dance together, play games together. Come to Halloween parties together. Why? Because it's your spiritual family, and we're all learning how to live together in a way that makes the whole world a better place. Last week, the Big Love Band sang one of my favorite songs, One Moment in Time. I want one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. How many of you have had that moment at least once where something happened, you did something or you were something that you shocked yourself? It's like, oh my God, right? You get a little taste of what it can look like to live life on that green growing edge of your own evolution. When all of my dreams are a heartbeat away and the answers are all up to me. It's another thing we learn in these rooms, is it not? That we're not bound by precedent. We're not bound by what our parents say. We're not even bound by what we've said in the past. That your dreams are a heartbeat away, and it's all up to you. We learn how to think new thoughts. We learn how to change our minds. We learn how to repudiate falseness, false messages or conversations. We learn what Terry Cole Whitaker so beautifully wrote about, what you think of me is none of my business, right? That what I think of me is all of my business. What I do with my life is all of my business. Now, the good news is that we're not, when we live that way, we're not kicking other people aside, we're not pushing other people away, we're actually loving people, but not letting them have control over what we say, think, do, or be. And it's a very powerful way to live, actually. Takes some practice because we're all like people pleasers, right, at some level. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny, and then in that one moment of time, I will feel eternity. All of us are racing with destiny. There is no time to waste. Tick, 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 tick. We had one transient purpose at 5. We all lived through that purpose of playing in the mud. Right? We had another purpose at 15. That was fun. But then, as you know, and just keeps going, right? There was 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, and pretty soon, 80s and 90s. I live in a age-qualified community, and I'm going to tell you, the 80s now, the new 60. There's some amazing 80-year-olds out there. It's like, really? So right about the time I feel like, well, I'm almost done. It's like, well, I guess not. Look at them, right? And it's not like as we get older that those longings and urges and desires change. The inside of us never changes. Do you guys realize that? That when you look at this old face, whatever is in there was the same thing that was in there when I was 12, right? That the longings and the urges and the beingness of my being, the essence of my being, has never changed from 5 to 75. Same with you. So it's not like we live so much life and then we say, okay, there's no more life to live because I'm near the end. There's no end. There's no end. There's life and more life. Glory to greater glory. Shell lost her mom. Our office manager, Doreen, lost her kitty this week. I believe Cassie lost a puppy this week. So transition is very, very much a part of life. We appear and we disappear. And in this philosophy, we know that the disappearance is not the disappearance of the essence or that part of you that has always been there. That part of you that's always been there can never not be there. So it merely changes form, and then you go on to your next adventure to express all those longings and desires. So I found Reverend, I don't know if I've ever shared this with this community. If I have, forgive me, but I love it. Reverend David Alt is a fabulous Science of Mind minister. He made this, I don't know how long ago, really long time. I've been showing it to communities all this time because it's poignant and it's beautiful. So I'm going to let him do the rest of my talking for me, and I'll come up and do the prayer. So please, Jeremy. Okay.
There are times when traveling on the same path no longer provides us with the scenic stimulus that is crucial for our evolvement. Maybe something is quietly begging us to break away from the way we've always done it. We've outgrown the job, the career, the relationship. Outgrown doesn't necessarily mean become better than. It simply means we've grown out of the physical, emotional, and spiritual fit it once was. An old path for you might be perfect for someone else, just as someone else's old path might be refreshingly rewarding for you. Perhaps now is one of those times. There are times when hugging our troubles no longer brings us comfort. The poor thing assurances from others no longer soothe but irritate. We become worn out by our self-subscribed smallness and can't find a reason to toot the horn of mediocrity anymore. Inside, we hear a grander instrument calling for us to pick it up and play in a larger orchestra. Perhaps now is one of those times. There are times when tying life's shoelaces feels more than we can endure. Given that life is here to support and champion our spirit, not diminish or drain it, then maybe what we're being impressed to do is relinquish our grip on the laces and step into a pair of slip-ons instead. Perhaps now is one of those times. There are times when windows of opportunity appear, and for whatever fear-based reason, we decline to crawl through them. The thing to remember is that there are other windows. They may appear in a different emotional architecture, but we somehow remember that windows are everywhere. To say you missed the only opportunity is like saying you missed your only chance to breathe. Another window is out there, waiting, whispering for you to crawl through its opening. Perhaps now is one of those times. There are times when planning or strategizing seem for naught, when the current pool of ideas fall and all efforting only creates bigger degrees of disappointment. Dissolving effort means strengthening our allowing, and allowing means surrendering to how we think it needs to happen. That kind of surrender requires vacationing from struggle, digging our hands in dirt, picking up a fishing pole, meditating, flying a kite, playing with a child. Perhaps now is one of those times. There are times when we let our age define what we can and cannot do. We forget that it is simply a number and that our mindset can be ageless. The nonsense of what society claims is age appropriate can be quieted by our own inner guidance, the one that calls us to continue our creative quest no matter how old we are, no matter how much or how little we have created in the past. Something inside begs us to remember our ability to contribute. Perhaps now is one of those times. There are times when human drama will feel impenetrable. We will find ourselves seduced by it. Like an insatiable hunger, it can control all aspects of our lives as we feed it with our thoughts. The solutions of life wait in expectancy for equal time and attention. When will the experience of solution be as riveting and rewarding as the drama? When will we wake up with the same urgency to feed the solutions? Perhaps now is one of those times. There are times when our hearts feel broken and irreparable. We walk the tightrope of vulnerability only to discover no external net is there to catch us when we fall. We vow never to attempt such foolhardy acts again, forgetting we were born to walk the high wire of unconditional love. To cease would be like chaining a running stallion. We're aware of the possibility to retrain ourselves, to shed conditions and expectations, and to love purely without agenda. Our hearts can and do mend. Our bodies grow lighter as we contemplate another try. Perhaps now is one of those times. Yes, there are times when being tired, listless, troubled, fearful, angry, heartbroken will come. For this earth journey certainly offers an emotional bounty. Likewise, there are equal doses of vibrancy, serenity, divine knowing, elation, joy and love, all eagerly awaiting our acceptance. Yes, even in the midst of human tragedy, there is grace. Even in the midst of emotional darkness, there is light. And even in the midst of abandonment, there is great love. At some point, it will click. The remembering will occur, and we will return to the simple truth that every event provides us with choice. Every choice creates a reaction. And the reactions set a pattern of conditioning for the quality of our immediate world. There will come a time when we will know this with every fiber of our being, and we will choose joy. We will choose to honor our sacred self. We will choose to thrive, and we will choose to love all unconditionally. Perhaps now is one of those times.
I just broke the clicker. Oh, all right, let's just, beautiful, yes? Yeah. So let's just move into prayer. I cannot possibly add one more word. Recognizing that we live on the high wire of unconditional love. On the high wire. I love that. And so as we turn within, take a moment to simply feel this love inside of you, this great knowing, this great certainty that you are a spirit, an unquenchable, lovable, amazing spirit, made by the one life, the one power, the one presence, the one infinite intelligence that governs this entire universe, out of which everything has come. We didn't make ourselves. There's something in back of creation. We use the word God, we could use the word love, we could use the words quantum field of unlimited possibilities, we could use so many, the Allah, Yahweh, so many words human beings use to describe this ineffable something that must surely exist. And so it is from that awareness that we are unique and individuated expressions of it. 8 billion people alive, not one of them the same. That we are connected to one another. We're connected to the living of life on this planet. The ups and downs and comings and goings, the breathing in, the breathing out, the heartbeat. Connected. And so it is from that place that I simply just speak my word for and about each and every person here in this room, each and every person within the sound of my voice, proclaiming your divinity today, proclaiming your ability, your God-given ability to create your life, to live your life fully, completely, authentically, joyously, abundantly, with vitality and health. That in the end, spirit trumps everything. And so regardless of the situation, regardless of what you're moving through in life, regardless of what you've moved through in life, regardless of what's coming tomorrow, in this very precious moment of time, this only moment that there is now, it's the only moment. The past moments are gone, the future moments are not here. So life is happening in this breath, with this heartbeat, and with these people in this place. And so we celebrate it, we're thankful for it, and we just simply allow life to be in us, as us, now. And so join with me in anchoring this for yourself and each other by saying, and so it is. So it is.